Am checking to make sure we are live. And it looks like we are. Hello, gorgeous, and welcome back. As always, I am super excited that you are here. I was live maybe yesterday or the day before, and I realized that I have gone this entire fall and winter season without even touching or addressing handling family conflict or managing grief and loss during the holiday season. And that's major because that's typically a pretty large portion of my content in the fall and winter season. So if that is something you've been looking for me, do know I have two master classes, Just Past the Cornbread and Managing Grief and Loss, and they live on my YouTube. At the end of this, I will link my YouTube channel to this so that you can catch those master classes if you want to see either of those videos in full. But in this video, we're going to talk about 3 simple strategies for surviving the holiday. And I hope that it will serve and support you as we go into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and into New Year's. Okay. So we're going to hop right into it for replay watchers. If you're live, you know what to do. And all you replay watchers, say replay so I'll know when you caught it. Okay. So the first thing is stand guard at the door of your mind. And I know you guys are going to think, Kayla, you say this all the time, but it's really important to me. Like, it's my goal that as my group of people, my community, we start recognizing mental health and emotional health in the same gusto that we recognize our physical health. So notice when something is really taxing for you. Notice when something exceeds your ability to cope. It is not weak. It doesn't mean that you're not strong enough. It doesn't mean anything bad about you. If you just simply cannot do something, it's okay. Like, you're not obligated to do any of that. I want you to recognize that 'tis a season for tough conversations and lots of high expectations, and you can decide you're just not doing it. Okay. So anything that costs you your mental health is too expensive. This is that season where people are expecting us to go places and stay places and give things that we may not have the like energy physically, emotionally, or financially to invest in. You get to say no. So stand guard at the door of your mind. Okay. Number 2 is to know what you are responsible for. Very frequently, I talk about the roles that we play in our family, in our corporate offices, even within our home. So there may be some expectations for you to do things that the former version of you used to do. But this year, or maybe the year before, if you've been rocking with me for a while, we stepped into our main character era. We started rewriting our narrative. We're not doing the things that we used to do, right? And so people may be expecting you to manage your brother's anger and his emotional outbursts. People may be expecting you to keep a close eye on your sister and her alcohol intake. People might be expecting you to manage all of the family outbursts or put out the fires or to do whatever it is you've always done. You're not required to do that. Know what you are responsible for. You are one of one. You're responsible for your responses to the environment, how you treat people, how you carry yourself. You're responsible for your children up to a certain age, because we all know you can raise kids the best way that you can, but at some point they start to kind of do their own thing. You are not responsible for controlling how someone else receives you or controlling what anybody else does. By all means, play your part, help them get an Uber, say, you know what? I'd love to have a conversation with you, but if you're going to keep talking about my stepmom, I'm not doing this, right? So be able to know what is yours to carry and what's safe to put down, okay? And that leads us right into number 3, which is set firm boundaries and hold them. Set firm boundaries and hold them. Before you walk out the door, you get to gauge, like, where am I going? Like, if you don't want to go to mom's house, dad's house, granny's house, you don't want to do all of that, decide where you're going. How long are we going to stay there? When are we going to leave? What are we going to talk about? It is okay to opt out of conversations. It's okay to say, this makes me feel really uncomfortable. Is it cool if we talk about something lighter? It's okay to say, we have not seen each other in about 4.5 months. Let's talk about you for a moment. It's okay to say, if we're just going to keep talking about my weight, I'm not going to do this. Like, I'm going to go and sit in another room, or I'm going to get my stuff. It's time for me to go home. That's not being dramatic. That's not being rude. That's not ruining Christmas. It's setting a boundary for yourself and it's holding it. And it's okay if other people don't understand. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your no. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your boundary. You get to do these things. And I look forward to hearing how you applied some of these things. And if you need support, you guys know I'm just a DM away. Okay. So, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you want more information on any of these things, if you're kind of managing grief and loss, I do have 2 master classes. They're absolutely free. Drop holiday if you want the grief and loss, or if you want the one for family conflict, drop grief. If you want the link to the one on managing grief and loss during the holiday, I'll send you the link directly. Like, it's absolutely free. I just want to make sure I can support you with those 2 things during this season. I love you so incredibly much. I can't wait for all the things I got in store for you for 2025. Y'all, I am just getting started. So if you need anything, I will be around. I will probably see you guys again on Tuesday because we won't do Wisdom Wednesday because it's Christmas Day, right? Okay.